Well, hello and welcome, everyone. Welcome to our webinar. I'm Walt Hampton, and I'm so happy that you're here today. Thanks so much for joining us. We're going to spend the next, 60 to 75 minutes talking about how to start a business. And I'm really excited to share this information with you, the structure that I'm about to share with you, because the structure works just 100% of the time. But before we dive in, I want to start our journey together today in a vineyard with a client of ours by the name of Jennifer. Jennifer was senior in an international reinsurance firm. She had been there for 16 years. And she was tired. She was really successful. She was making a lot of money. She was well respected. And she had all of the hallmarks of success. And yet she was tired. She wanted to do something else. And for years and years, she was fascinated by wine and winemaking and the wine industry. And in fact, Jennifer had taken a number of classes around the country and studied with some of the great winemakers and wine consultants. And she decided that she wanted to pivot out of insurance and the insurance industry and create her own boutique wine, which she's done. And she has just enjoyed a successful first year and is about to begin production for 2022. And so Jennifer took her acumen as a business professional, her ability to understand the landscape of the business world, her passion for wines and winemaking, and take that background and experience and create something amazingly successful and deeply satisfying. And that's the roadmap that I want to share with you today. If you're here today, perhaps you've been like Jennifer in an industry or a career or a job for a long time. And what's fascinating is I have found over the years that I've been coaching and consulting and helping people grow and scale businesses that there's actually a place in time between 12 and 16 years where even really, really successful people like Jennifer, they're just tired. They're bored. They want to do something new. Or maybe you're tired of the stress and the overwhelm. I came out of law. We have clients who have come out of accounting, who've come out of wealth management, who have come out of allied health services. And that stressful environment has just worn them down. Maybe you're tired of the draconian leadership that's going on in many organizations. Maybe you're tired of being told what to do. Maybe you're worn down by the uncertainty of it all. Maybe you're weary of the time for money trade. You think, my experience is really valuable. I wonder if I could make money in a different way where I wasn't stuck in the time for money trade. Maybe you're ready for some more adventure and freedom. Maybe you've been climbing your ladder of success and you've been working really hard to get where you thought you wanted to go, and you've discovered that you've been climbing the ladder that's against the wrong wall. Or maybe, like Jennifer, you're just tired of the climbing. Perhaps you've been thinking about creating something, but you're not really sure you want to jump out of what you're doing. Maybe you just want what's commonly referred to as a side hustle. Or maybe you'd like to be a digital nomad, working in cool places all around the world, or engaging in what's referred to as van life, living and being out on the road. Or maybe you just want to switch it up. You want to get off the hamster wheel. You want to wake up again feeling excited and on fire. You think you might want to do something else. You're sure that you want more flexibility and more freedom, but here's where you go right away, particularly those of you who are coming out of the professional services. You immediately go into the risk reward cost benefit rabbit hole. And if you're from my original profession of choice, the legal profession, you're actually trained to go that rabbit hole pretty quickly. And you've heard that, oh, creating a business is risky. And I certainly don't want to risk what I've already earned, or I don't want to risk my 401k, or I don't want to give up the thing I've got that I'm sure of, even though I'm not really deeply happy with it. I don't want to really give that up. And there's a lot of uncertainty in the world, and that uncertainty fuels that risk reward cost benefit analysis. You wonder, can I really make decent income doing something else? Could I do it without risking my savings or my 401k? I don't really, wherever I am in my life, I certainly don't want to go back to school or graduate school or get another degree. Can I, or certificate? Can I do it without going back and training some more? And can I really have it just the way I want it to be? Well, I'm here to tell you that the answer is unequivocally yes. And I'm really excited to share with you the way. So if any of this resonates for you, I want to assure you that you're in exactly the right place in our training today. And I want to encourage you to embrace the idea that there has never, ever in our lifetimes been a better time to leverage what you already know and create your own business. Here's what's true. The global consulting sector is one of the largest and most well-developed markets on the planet. It's a $250 billion industry and growing. The global online education industry is one of the largest and most lucrative, and it has been growing by double digits. It's a $317 billion industry. And despite all of the uncertainty and the noise, everything long-term points to our version of the Roaring '20s, when there was that decades-long expansion that nurtured and encouraged new ventures. And so perhaps you're coming out of education or professional services or allied health, or maybe you've been in hospitality or entertainment or IT or construction. These are all folks' background that we've worked with in our consultants' success formula, who have created something amazing with their background and experience. And what's true is that you can take what you already have and use it in so many ways. And with it, you can enjoy time freedom, location freedom, and financial freedom. So I want to get started and dig in. And I looked at the attendee roster, and some of you have come from our community and know who I am. And some of you are brand new to our community, and I welcome you and thank you for joining us on this training. For those of you who don't know me, I came out of Cornell Law School in 1984. And I went with the traditional big firm. And I was trained as a trial lawyer, as a commercial litigation lawyer, and pivoted out of there and built my own commercial litigation firm. and was the managing partner of that firm for more than 2 decades. And through an interesting set of circumstances, which might be the topic of a whole nother webinar, I had the opportunity to meet and train with Tony Robbins. And I became one of 70 of Tony's elite level certified results coaches. I went to work for Tony and I became one of his coaches and coached a lot of peak performers. And because I'm an entrepreneur and a business builder, I decided back in 2007 that I would create our own personal and professional development organization known as Summit Success International. Along that path, I was also certified as a Book Yourself Solid coach, working directly with Michael Port. And Michael asked me to be his president and chief operating officer of Book Yourself Solid worldwide, where I trained and certified and supported hundreds and hundreds of coaches all around the world. I have 2 books out in the world. My wife, Ann Shabani, the publisher and writer, who is my business partner, and I founded Summit Success International, now going on well more than a decade. And I'm the creator of the Consultant Success Formula, which I'll tell you a little bit about later on. This was me, or is me, in my lawyer iteration. And in those years, I felt the pull of the golden handcuffs. That is, I was making a lot of money. I had all of the indicia of success. And I knew that I really wanted to do something different. In all of those years, I was drawn to take my experience and apply it into a different way. When we built this business, we built it into the storm clouds of the Great Recession, 2007, 2008. That was not the best time to build a business. This is the best time. But we got through that and we learned a lot of lessons. And those lessons have allowed us to create an amazing life where Ann and I get to do our passion, which is high altitude mountaineering. I get to teach webinars and live workshops and stand on big stages around the world. And we live on a beautiful hillside in West County Cork, Ireland, because we can, because we have built the business to be geographically independent. And so I want to now dig in with you and share with you 5 key steps to building a successful business. And I would encourage you to take notes or to go back into the recording and take notes, because if you follow this roadmap, you can go a long way to creating a really successful business. People, when they look at businesses or think about businesses, get into overwhelm very quickly because there is so much noise out in the world. But these 5 steps are the key ingredients to a successful business. Step number 1 is find a problem to be solved. Everything, when you boil it down, every successful business is about problem and solution. If your car breaks down along the side of the road, you take it to the shop. You've got a problem, you want a solution. If your filling falls out and you go to the dentist, you have a problem, you want a solution. If you have children and you want to go out and work in the workplace and you need daycare providers or childminders, you have a challenge, which as a single dad who raised 3 young boys on his own, sometimes rose to the level of a problem. You want a solution. If you have a medical issue, you have a problem. If you have a forensic accounting issue, you have a problem. Business at its core is solving problems. And if you can solve a problem for another person, regardless of whether it's based on something you are already doing or something that you have had as an avocation or an interest, you have the basis for a business. So I want to encourage you to explore the ideas that you might have. Journal them out, brainstorm with them, Think about everything you've gone through in your life, everything, every area of competency in your business, in your career, every area of interest that you might have outside of your business. Just like Jennifer, hers was winemaking. I have a great interest in high altitude mountaineering and ultra distance running and photography. Any one of those areas could form the basis for a successful business. Perhaps you've done, you have experience working with chambers of commerce or not-for-profits. All of these things have the basis to be a really, really successful business. You want to investigate the marketplace. You know, there's a reason when you go down a road, a main road, and a main intersection, and there are 4 fast food places or 4 gas stations or petrol stations on the corner of an intersection. It's because somebody else has done the market research and established the fact that there is a business need. A lot of times when we're thinking about starting a business, we think, oh my God, I have to come up with a brand new idea. I'm going to speak about that in a bit. Being first to the market, though, isn't necessarily the best thing. Moving into an established market is actually the safe place to go. Some urgency helps. So we have a number of people in our consultant success formula community who have been in hospitality. There's been a lot of urgency around hospitality, helping people to get their business models right, helping people to reopen, helping people to hire the right people to fill the empty slots. There is a lot of urgency right now in the hospitality industry. Whenever you enter an industry or an area where there is built-in urgency, it really helps to create traction. Here's the other thing that I want to encourage you to think about is when you're thinking about solving a problem for other people, you want to think about solving the problem in the words that they themselves have. And so if you want to help people with time management and productivity, which is the topic of my second book, and you suggest that what they're really dealing with is they've got poor boundaries or they're lacking focus, that may not be how they're ideating around their problem. And there are amazing research tools that will tell you exactly what people are looking for out on the interweb. It will give you their words. Now, I promised you when you signed up that I was going to share with you a big mistake that most folks make when beginning in business. And the big mistake that way too many people make when they're jumping into business is they want to give people what they need rather than what they say they want. This is a huge thing. You know, we are working right now with an amazing woman who's got a deep, deep background and experience in wellness. And she geeks out on what the numbers tell you about your blood work and how to get your gut health right. And she loves talking about this, and she loves to tell you how much people need to do this, to understand what their numbers are telling them. A lot of people just want to lose weight, or maybe they want to know how to have a vegan diet or a vegetarian diet, or what they want is usually pretty simple. What they need is deeper. But unless you meet your people where they are, meeting your people where they are with what they say they want, you will not bring them into your world and then have the privilege of serving them and giving them what they really need. So you want to sell them what they want so that you have the opportunity to give them what they need. So I want to share with you some examples of folks who have actually created successful businesses with backgrounds and experiences that they've had. This is Jamie. Jamie was a physical therapy practice owner for many years. He built an incredibly successful business. He sold the business, and he wanted to take that background and experience and help other practice owners get patients and make money. And so he's created an amazing business called Practice Freedom University, and he gets to help people all around the world grow their practices. This is Donna Schwartz. Donna was a saxophonist, a professional saxophonist. She actually took her saxophone experience and went online and is teaching saxophone online, making more money than she ever imagined as a music teacher. Another artist here, this is Mary Gilkerson. Mary has this extraordinary art business where she sells art and also training online. Mary is a very accomplished artist, and she is not in any way, shape, or form a starving artist. This is our colleague, Una Duncan. Una is an incredible fitness expert. She's a best-selling author. We helped Una with her book proposal that got a book out to the world in a big way recently. And Una has many online programs where she takes her fitness background and has scaled it globally. This is Mary Barbera. Dr. Mary Barbera is a world-renowned autism expert. She teaches and offers classes about how to catch autism early on. And she does this with all of the background and experience she had, but she does it in a way that it is scalable, and she reaches millions of people. Another example, this is Seja Popham. Seja runs the School of Evolutionary Herbalism. This is an example of somebody who's got a very niche interest, and yet he's got a multi-million-dollar business. Seja grows herbs in the soil that has the right astrological conditions so that his herbs are the most beneficial to the people he serves. This one is one that I always like to share. This is Kara. When Kara first started out in business, she had a deep understanding of the perfect white cake. Kara, when she first launched her perfect white cake program, made $450,000 from her product and program launch. Kara has since gone on to grow a successful coaching business, but she started in a very narrow area called white cake. Mike Macniak is a dear alum of our program. Mike was a lawyer, very talented and caring, deeply experienced in mental illness. And he's created an incredible consulting business now, helping families control the chaos of mental illness, particularly with adult children who have failed to launch. This is our colleague, Kathy Hay. She's built a multi-million-dollar program helping people create Victorian clothes. Seriously, people, the breadth of possibilities in creating a business are endless. And this is our dear friend and colleague, Joe Perrone. Joe is in our community currently. He has a successful auto body and repair business, and now he helps other business owners get the time freedom that he enjoys. So I wanted to give you some of these examples so that you could begin to imagine the breadth of what's possible. And so I want to encourage you, invite you, cajole you to begin to brainstorm and brain dump what problem can you solve? And perhaps you already solve it. And so here are just some ideas to get you going. Maybe it's homeschooling. Maybe, as some of our enrollees in the Consultant Success Formula have been doing, helping restaurants reopen. Maybe you make great bread. We have somebody from hospitality who helps other people make great bread. Maybe it's helping people interview for a new job. There are lots of people looking for jobs and interviewing for jobs. And how do you get them to interview well? Can you help people work better remotely? Do you know how to help people do events in the virtual world? Can you, like Una, help people get fit without going to the gym? Or, like me, can you help people build a business that can set them free? So the first key to embrace, if you're going to have a successful business, is, can you solve a problem for other people? And if yes, you can be wealthy and free. So you say, okay, Walt, I get that. I can solve a problem. What do I do next? Well, you actually have to create what we call a platform. And a platform is your digital footprint of your business out in the world. When I first started in my law practice, when I came out of Cornell Law School in 1984, you would go and hang a shingle out and you would follow the Field of Dreams prescription. If I build it, they will come. That doesn't work. Didn't work then very well, and it certainly doesn't work now. So you want to create a platform so that you can get heard and seen in this very noisy world. And you can. Now, I alluded to the fact a few minutes ago that it is okay to venture into an already established market. In fact, I suggested that it might be preferable to venture into an already established market. But you might say, oh, Walt, there are a lot of fitness people or people who help people build their businesses, or there are a lot of consultants who help people with, all sorts of stuff. How can I stand out? Well, one of the things we go deep early on in the Consultant Success Formula with our clients is helping people get clear on their unique personal brand in the world. Your unique personal brand is tied to why you want to do what you do. Your why, your motivation behind why you want to build a business is your rocket fuel. It's what gets you up in the morning. It's what pushes you through the resistance. It is what helps you overcome the inevitable obstacles. Ultimately, your why becomes that all-important energy signature that infuses your website copy, your LinkedIn copy, your social media copy. That imprint, rather than looking like everybody else in the world, is uniquely you. And your people, when it's done right, will be drawn to you. And of course, once you get clear on the problem you solve and why you want to solve it and for whom you want to solve it for, you want to create a simple website. I've seen people spend thousands and tens of thousands and spending months and months and months working on websites. If you were to work with us, I would not let you do that. A simple website can be created quickly within a 2 to 3 weeks max. It can be a single page and convert at a high level, and it can be done and well done for a very reasonable sum of money. All your website needs to do is indicate the problem you solve and who you solve it for. It needs to have some type of welcoming people into your world. Your business website is like the front door of your business back in the bricks and mortar day. You open that front door and you say, hey, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. If you're here, I imagine maybe you're a mid-career professional who's a little tired of what you've been doing and you want to think about something new. Well, you're in the right place. I help people grow and scale businesses that will set them free. And you know what? I have a resource that I'd like to share with you. If you go over there on the right-hand side and enter your name and your email address, I'm going to send you this resource. And now I've invited you into my world by asking you to fill out a web form and then beginning to interact with you so that I can create and nurture a relationship with you. And then finally, your contact information. This can form the basis of a very simple website using WordPress because it was built for creating a simple blog platform. You ought to invest in a premium template. That means spending maybe $100. And with that premium template, creating something really simple but highly effective. You're also going to want a program, again, a simple program to help you create lead pages so that you can invite people to things that you do for them. Like I invited you to this webinar. This is a screenshot of the webinar registration page that you came to. And there are very simple programs that allow you to do that. You're going to need a LinkedIn profile. And we teach a simple formula for creating very powerful LinkedIn positioning formulas. This is Toshi. Toshi's an amazingly bright person. It says PhD, but he's actually got more than one. He studied at some of the great business schools on the planet. He was a professor, super smart in finance. He helps non-financial managers learn finance. And so very clearly, he's positioned himself as to who he helps. He helps companies. And what does he do? He helps them make more money. And he helps them do that by teaching their managers to develop better financial results. And he's got a very simple formula. You can go and find Toshi out there in LinkedIn land. This is the formula that we teach our Consultant Success Formula students about how to create a compelling LinkedIn profile. And of course, for good or for bad, you need and want to be on Facebook, which is now known as Meta. You want a simple Facebook business page. There's lots of tutorials out there. There are 7 steps to creating a business page. You're going to have these slides. You can come back to these slides. It's not rocket surgery. You can go out and create a Facebook page. And while you're out there, you probably should also have an Instagram page because many of your client avatars will be out there. And in the Consultant Success Formula, we teach you how to implement social media in a consistent and reliable and sane way. A lot of people come to us and go, oh my God, I hate Facebook. I hate social media. That's a little bit like saying that you hate your hammer that you have in your toolbox. Hammers are really, really useful when you want to hang a photo or put together a cabinet. You don't have to love your hammer. You don't have to hate your hammer. You just have to use it. Social media is an amazingly effective tool in business. And we'll teach you how to go about that and use it in a way that feels good. And that, in terms of platform, is all you need right now to get seen with a very simple platform. All right, I want to move on to step number 3. Now, I'm going to date myself. When I was early on in business in 1984, there was this thing on a desk called a Rolodex, not a Rolex, a Rolodex. And it was a file of business cards. And your index of influence in the world was measured by the size of your Rolodex. The more cards you had in the Rolodex, the more contacts you had in the Rolodex, the more your reach, the more your impact, the more your influence. You wanted to have a big Rolodex. Now, there's something that's even more important, and it is arguably your most important asset of all as you start a business. And it is your list, your email list. The bigger your email list, the bigger your business. I can predict within 5% what your gross revenues will be by virtue of your email list. I can predict within 5% what your attendance will be at a webinar like this based upon the size and engagement of your list. If you're selling something off a webinar, and we're not selling anything off this webinar today, but if you were selling something off a webinar, I could predict your successful sales within 5% based upon the size and the engagement of your list. So your list is one of the most important things to focus on early on when starting your business, because you want a big and engaged list. And there are ways, really effective ways, to build a list. You can do it through your website. I indicated that one of the things you want is a responsive website, some place where you can enter your name and email to get a resource. You can do it through speaking out on live stages or virtual stages. You can do it through content marketing. You can be a guest on podcasts. This is a great way to lead capture. We teach you how to offer a lead magnet and follow up. You can walk away with hundreds of new leads from podcasts. You can be part of multi-entrepreneurial summits. You can get engaged in interviews, and you can run paid traffic, paid Facebook ads, paid LinkedIn ads. You can do paid traffic, but there's a reason that I put paid traffic at the bottom of the list, because there are so many other ways to build a list. And so the whole idea is that you want to invite people into your world through any of those modalities. And as I alluded to, the best way to do that is through what we call a lead magnet. So one of our clients that we worked with is a very successful personal injury lawyer. She was growing and scaling her personal injury business, and she came up with this cool lead magnet. And the lead magnet is the 7 deadly sins to avoid if you've just been in an accident. OMG. I've just been in an accident. And by the way, her focus was on taxi drivers. I've just been in an accident. I don't want to have a deadly sin. I need this resource. So that resource, the 7 deadly sins to avoid if you've just been in an accident, it like solves an immediate problem. And it's really, really valuable. And it begins your client or customer journey. It brings people into your world. And then you have the opportunity and the privilege to help them solve the next problem. And the next problem was, oh, thank God, I avoided the deadly sins, but what do I do now? Well, we can help you. Come on in. We'll have a conversation together, and we'll talk about how we can help you. So the whole idea about growing and nurturing and engaging a list comes back to Downton Abbey and Carson, the butler's mantra, how may I serve you? Serving your list, loving on your list, adding value to your list, taking care of your list. And of course, you will make offers and invitations to your list. Some of you who are on this webinar have been on our list for a long time. And we're so happy that you're in our community. And we invited you to come to this webinar. Others of you have come in from social media or other sources, and we're so happy to invite you into our world. And when you have people in your world, you serve them, you add value to their lives, and you make invitations to them. You make offers to them. So your list is your most important business asset. Step number 4 in building a successful business. It's about marketing. You must always be marketing, even if you hate it, like I did once. I actually really, really love it now because I have had it reframed for me by some of the great coaches that I've worked with over the years. Marketing at its heart is doing what you already know how to do, dear friends. It's about creating, nurturing, and sustaining relationships over time. And the rules of relationship are not suspended in the virtual world. And so we connect with other people. We engage with other people. We add value to their lives, and we invite people to go deeper with us. And so you connect and invite. You do it through email. You do it through phone calls. You do it through your social media posts, and you do it through video, and you do it a lot. And a great way, coming back to this thing called Facebook, a wonderful way to get started that involves just about no tech or expense at all is doing Facebook Lives. Facebook Lives are a wonderful vehicle for for serving your community, for adding value to their lives, for building trust and credibility around what you do. And there's so many ways, marketing ways to repurpose Facebook Live videos and videos in general. And this is stuff that we teach in the Consultant Success Formula, but super, super effective in terms of marketing. And there is one marketing strategy of all that is perhaps the single most important strategy when first starting out, and dare I say, all during the course of your business evolution. And that's asking this question: who do my prospective clients and customers see before they see me? If you're a business coach, they see accountants. If you're a fitness coach, they see naturopaths. If you're in trauma recovery or post-traumatic growth, maybe they see therapists or physicians. If you're in law and your personal injury lawyer, who do they see? They might see chiropractors or physical therapists or orthopedic surgeons. Who do your prospective clients and customers see before they see you? And you go out and you create referral relationships with these people, and your business grows amazingly fast, and it grows successfully and deeply because people do business with people they know, like, and trust. All business is based upon relationships. All right. The fifth step is that you actually have to price and sell, ladies and gentlemen. And I came into business with a lot of what we call head trash around pricing and selling. And we help people unpack their head trash around pricing and selling, because we want our people who are building businesses to be really, really well paid. Pricing does not equal time. That might be a model you came from if you were in accounting or law or allied health. Your price was somehow tied to the time you spent. That is, number one, a zero-sum game, and number two, it cannot be scaled. And so we go deep in the Consultant Success Formula with our clients, teaching them how to price based upon the value, not the amount of time, but upon the value they deliver in the world. And we take them through what we call a values matrix, understanding that by virtue of the work that you do in the world, what is the financial outcome? What is the impact of the work you do on the relationships your client has, the relationships at work or within their family? What is the impact? What is the value of emotionally? Does it reduce stress and overwhelm? Does it really impact and increase a sense of well-being after trauma? Does it really help them get back into the wellness game? How about physically? Can they get back to the gym again? Can they go back to yoga and Pilates? Communally, what is the impact? Can they get back out to volunteering in the community? And the values matrix we work with our clients is not just about this moment in time, but thinking about the impact of the work that you do is like a pebble dropped into a pond, rippling out across that pond to places you cannot see. Once you, as a business owner, understand the value matrix, ultimately the value of what you deliver is that old MasterCard ad priceless, and we help you make concrete what that pricing looks like in your market. And we, frankly, are really fond of premium pricing. Selling is also something that gets a bad rap. I hear a lot of people saying, I want to pitch this idea. I want to pitch you on this product or a program. Nobody likes to be pitched. I don't like to be pitched. You don't like to be pitched. Nobody likes to be pitched. So selling really is about sharing. It's about serving other people, telling them all about something cool that you have, something that would serve them, and then inviting them into your world. It's not heavy-handed. You have a conversation with them. You explore what the problem is that they have, and you explore where they want to get to. You explore that gap between the problem and the solution. Now, where most people go amiss is they want to spend a lot of time in the gap, endeavoring to solve the problem. Of course, that's never in service to a prospective client because that's just a Band-Aid. So when you're exploring how you can help someone as a business service provider, you explore the gap. And then you make a very simple invitation. Would you like help with that problem? Would you like that help to be me? And then you go into the value proposition and the investment in your services, and you enroll that client. And we teach a very simple 6-step framework for having sales conversations that convert like clockwork. So selling and serving is all about doing what you already do. It's about deepening relationships and inviting people to go deeper into your world with what you do for them. So I want to share with you now a bonus step. I gave you the 5 elementary keys for business building. What I grappled with very early on in my business evolution as a coach and as a consultant when I started this business into the storm clouds of the Great Recession in 2007 was I thought business success was a bit like an impenetrable black box. I thought that business success was somehow like this big mystery, that it was random or haphazard, or it was about, some people were born into business families, or, some certain people are just lucky at business. And none of that, dear friends, is true in any sense of the way. Success is not a mystery. There are certain fundamental practices that when they're done systematically and regularly, you will have a successful business. There's a recipe. There's a proven, reliable, repeatable recipe. It's like a roadmap with markers. And over the last 15 years now, I have struggled inventing wheels and helping people through various challenges. And I have taken the last 15 years of work and created it in one single formula that I want to tell you about. You cannot buy it, so do not panic. You're not getting pitched, but I'd love to share with you about the Consultant's Success Formula. The Consultant Success Formula I created because what I saw out in the world was this need, this problem, because people were thinking about building a business, and there's so much noise out in the web, out in the interweb. Buy this bot, or do this Facebook program, or create this LinkedIn hack, or all of this stuff out there in the world. And the marketplace is horribly confusing and overwhelming. And so I created a program that we call the Consultant Success Formula, where everything you need is all in one place. And every single day of your business building life, you wake up and you know exactly what to do, and you know exactly when to do it. You know exactly the order to do it. You don't have to go anyplace else. It's all in our consultant success formula. And we go through the entire process of building a business, even if you have no idea what that business is. We take people who are we have a way of helping you find out what the idea is, but we help you create that business foundation. We help you get your messaging crystal clear so that people are really sure about what you do. We help you establish your value proposition by going through that values matrix. And then we help you with that platform creation, helping you build out that website, your LinkedIn profile. We help you position yourself as a go-to, not the go-to. You don't have to be the go-to expert, but as a go-to expert out in the world. We help you with your social media presence, where you need to be, how you need to be, how often you need to be. We make it super, super easy. We go deep on pricing and selling so that you are really embracing that value modality, that you're asking for and receiving the premium pricing that you deserve in the world, that you know how to comfortably have sales conversations with prospective clients and customers that convert. We help you with the creation of online products and programs, the holy grail, where you get money in your sleep. I'll tell you, the first day that you wake up and see money in your bank account from a virtual program that you've created is a thing of beauty. We help you do webinars like this. There's actually a formula for doing a webinar like this. And we help you with product and program launches. And in the consultant success formula, we give you all of the tools and the templates and the contracts and the agreements and the resources that you could ever possibly need. And we teach you exactly what you need to do to market and promote what you do in the world. And within 90 days, this is actually an old slide. I'll tell you why in a moment. Within 90 days, you can be out in the world making money with your business. Now, when I say it's an old slide, we have a student. Her name is Christina. She's amazing. She's in the fitness and wellness space. She has recently won our accolade for the fastest to dollar one. She had her first client within about first high-paying client within about 6 weeks of joining the consultant's success formula. But within 90 days, you have enough of the meat and potato in the consultant success formula to be out in the world actually doing business. And included with the consultant success formula is one of my signature programs, the Power Principles of Time Mastery. One of the things that gets in the way for a lot of people who are starting businesses, especially if you're in a business already, if you're already got a day job, if you're already in a profession, you think, yeah, it sounds really good, but I don't have the time to start a business. Well, my Power Principles of Time Mastery is an amazing program. We sell it for $997 on our website, but we include it as a bonus with the consultant success formula because what I know is I can free up 15 to 20 hours a week of your time that will allow you the opportunity to build this business. I also am passionate about people not getting into something and then not implementing it. So we have what I call office hours, where if you are one of our students in the consultant success formula, every other week we have a live get together in my virtual office, where my coaches, my certified coaches, and many of our students gather. And we talk about challenges, we talk about wins, we wrestle demons to the ground, and we have this amazing community. And then to keep you in action, the consultant success formula also offers your own personal accountability coach, one of my certified coaches who will be sure that you do not fall by the wayside. So the consultant success formula is definitely not for you if you're looking for a get-rich-quick solution. There's all sorts of that on the interweb. We actually put our stake in the ground, Anna and I. We do not believe that that noise is in service to anyone. We have built 5 successful businesses from scratch, and every single one of them has taken time and a dirty 4-letter word called work. And so if you're looking for something that's a quick solution, we are not it. If you have a fixed mindset, if you've already said, yes, I'm never going to do Facebook, if you have a fixed mindset around anything, this is not for you. If you're not open to learning a lot of new things, because I can promise you we're going to teach you a lot of new things. If you're not open to that, this is not for you. And if you're unwilling to kind of get pushed in the backside by me and your coach, this is definitely not for you either. But if you're interested in taking your background and experience and create a really amazing scalable business, if you want extraordinary time freedom, if you want location freedom, if you want to finally escape the time for money trade, and if you want to have a big impact in the world, have a global reach, then the consultant success formula is probably for you, because you can do it without risking everything that you've already achieved. And believe me, we want for your success, because your success is our success. We work with extraordinary leaders from all around the world, folks like leadership expert and best-selling author Akeem Nowak. We work with folks like Pam Drzwicki, who came out of the insurance industry as an admin professional there without any experience in business building, and she's created an amazing coaching and consulting business, helping professional women with their time management and productivity. We work with incredible folks like this, Maria Granovsky, a little bit of an intellectual slouch. She has both a PhD and a JD, and she kind of got tired of, actually never really loved the law, the practice of law, and the stresses of Wall Street. And her passion was writing. And now she has a wonderful content development business and really loves what she does. Denise Whiteley, she's been through the consultant success formula. I think she was one of our original students. If you come and join us in the consultant success formula, you are likely to still see Denise come to office hours, because people who enroll in the consultant success formula develop deep relationships in the community. You have lifetime access to the learning portal and to the resources. And Denise comes quite often and contributes and supports other people on the journey. And it is a journey, but imagine having the exact roadmap for that journey, a reliable system, a proven formula. Imagine knowing exactly what to do and when to do it when you're starting your business. Imagine having everything you could possibly need right at your fingertips. And imagine never being alone in the process. Entrepreneurship, business building can be a pretty lonely go, and you will never be alone with us. You get to take back control of your life. There's a real sense, cultural sense right now, that we want more flexibility, we want more freedom, we want a greater sense of control. And you get to do that when you have your own biz. You get to future-proof your work and your life. You get to create it in a way that will give you legacy impact and legacy protection. You get to create work you absolutely love. As a lawyer, I was good at lawyering. I made a lot of money at lawyering. I was well respected at lawyering. I didn't love it. And I used to dread Sunday nights. I would just sometimes feel sick to my stomach if I had a lot going on. And now I get to Fridays and I'm actually sad, because I so love the clients I get to serve. I so love our students in the consultant success formula. You get to have the income you deserve. Whatever income cap you have, I can promise you it is head trash. And we will show you how to blow the roof off your income expectations. You get to have the life you want. As I said, I'm coming to you live from a little cottage high on a hillside in West County Cork, Ireland. We spent the winter of 2019, 2020 in Bariloche, Argentina, enjoying the summer in the Southern Hemisphere with our laptops. We spent an entire season on the Sea of Cortez in a $30 a night B&B. You can have the life you want and the freedom that you yearn for. And about regret, I'll tell you, it is the most horrible thing to regret not doing the thing you can do. And there is a pernicious lie that all of us tell ourselves. And the lie is, yeah, I'm going to get to that. That's something I'm going to do, after I get my next bonus, or after I get my next stock, or, I'll do it after I pay off the car loan, or I'll do it when. And the truth is, time goes by. And if the last 20 months have shown us anything, it's how quickly life can change, how tenuous it all is. With a business of your own, you can take back control, and you can do it now while there's time. So you have a choice. I have given you the basic steps. There's lots of resources out on the interweb for building a business, and you can fumble around out there if you want to. I fumbled around out there for a long time. There is this horrible thing called opportunity cost, which is the time it takes you to struggle and to fumble and to recreate wheels that don't work. I actually have an entire garage, or garage as we say here in Ireland, filled with broken wheels. So you don't need to create new wheels. You don't have to go it on your own. We can take you by the hand and help you build and scale your business. We can help you get to prosperity and freedom and joy faster and quicker and easier. And for me, that's always a good thing. Please, 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 this is one of the quotes that I live by. Don't forget, many people die with their music still in them. Too often, it's because we're always getting ready. And before you know it, time runs out. And time will run out. The time is now. So my invitation to you, not a pitch, my invitation to you is I would love to invite you to schedule a call with me, a discovery call. And I'd love to have you come onto that call so that we could just brainstorm together the possibilities and assess the feasibility of what you might be thinking on. I have popped into the chat a link to a short intake form. It's like super short. It's like name and time zone so that we can coordinate a calendar time together. And if you just go through that short form, you'll find the button to find it on your right-hand side. It looks like a green button on my screen. It says, go here to explore the possibilities and book your discovery call. You would go there, click the button, fill out the form, complete the form, and either myself, me, or someone from my team will reach out and we will schedule that and we'll make it happen in the not too distant future. If you're listening to the replay of this, you'll find the button down below. Same thing, hit the button. That button will be blue, of that I'm sure. You'll hit the button, you'll go to the form, you'll fill it out, you'll hit submit, and someone, either me or someone from the team, will get back to you. We'll brainstorm. Maybe what you've got isn't sufficient to go the distance, or maybe it's not really the right time, or maybe it's not really feasible, but maybe it is. Let's look at the possibilities together. And then we can explore. You can ask questions. I can share with you. We can explore whether the time might be right to work together. So I would love to invite you to book your discovery call by going over there and clicking the button, or as I said, going down below on the replay and clicking the button, and we'll get it on the calendar and we'll spend some time together. And it would be a great privilege and a gift to do that with you. Because what I know is the freedom and the prosperity on the other side is beyond your wildest imagination. The life that Ann and I have created over the last 14 years is beyond our wildest dreams that we, even the shadowy things that we had 14 years ago, what a business of our own meant or could mean. And I know that there's freedom, joy, deep satisfaction in having a business of your own. It's something that will set you free. It will give you the impact and the influence that you may want in the world. It will give you financial independence. It will give you great satisfaction and great joy. And it would be a privilege to support you on that journey. So please, please, please go over there on the right-hand side, book a call, or go down below and book a call. I'll look forward to spending some time with you. I am grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you so much for joining me on this training today. I wish you the very best. I'll look forward to when our paths cross again. Bye for now.